Here we go again. It's a Sunday night. My wife has gone out to choir, first time for months, but it does mean I have an evening on my own, which I have to admit, the idea does fill me with joy, which sounds a bit unkind. But there you go. I can do, in theory, do what I want, but might come to that in a minute. I have a cold. My voice sounds a bit funny. It sounds really strange to me. In fact, at the market yesterday, it was quite uncomfortable because it sounded so loud that I was speaking more quietly than usual, um, which my friend commented on. Anyway, so where are we? What's happened since last we spoke? Do you know, I can't remember. It's been like that. What was the last thing I posted? Can I find out easily? While I'm looking, update. So I've been feeling shite with a cold. Back to work last week, which is always quite a bummer, really. I don't enjoy it. And without going into too much detail, I was working at home it's difficult to find things to talk about during work. And I feel bad saying this, but I do experience some resentment at what I'm doing. I have no alternatives in mind. And then I'm so tired. It's Wednesday night. I think I had 2 hours in bed. Thursday night, the luxury of 3. Friday night, 3 again. Last night, Saturday night, I did rather better. I think I must have had 7 or 8 hours in bed. But I'm sleeping in a separate bed because my wife is snoring so much at the moment and I really can't sleep. It really is disturbing. So I'm in another bed which is actually very uncomfortable and I get a lot of hip pain during the night. But that's just neither here nor there, really. That was a bit of an update on the last week. The week prior to that, I spent most of the week with my friend. Didn't go on holiday to the Lake District as I had planned because I had those of you who follow my channel will know all this, of course, all one of you. Is it that many? I didn't go to the Lake District for various reasons. I don't think I dilated upon them, and I'm not going to now, but I spent the majority of the week with my friend, staying at her house most of the time. Which brings me joy, and it seems to bring her some joy as well, because she does this thing that she finds reason for me to stay, or rather to not go. And when it came to finally leaving, she was just piling in all these things that we hadn't done, which involved me staying longer. And I was going to leave on the Sunday afternoon. I ended up leaving late on the Sunday evening. But that's, again, another story. We had some good time, did some videos. I went on some journeys. And again, my channel watcher will see that we went to a redundant church and spent some time, her making sounds with the harmonium in her voice and me attempting to drum very badly, but that's neither here nor there, which she recorded and which I've actually uploaded on this channel. Really interesting. Not. Wife came back, gave me a cold that she had taken away with her 10 days previously and still has now. Back to work. This interesting thing, market yesterday, which is the one market a month that I attend with my friend who I've mentioned. And although she confessed that at times she felt a certain repulsion from me, she has a remarkable ability to be open. We did go for a drink afterwards, and it's a bit of a roller coaster, ups and downs. I say drink, I had a cup of tea, she had an elderflower cordial or something in a local pub which has actually a really nice garden, but it wasn't garden weather, but we did manage to get outside for a little bit of the time. Oh, did we manage some in the week we were together? We did manage some time outside without clothes, which I really enjoy. It is the being outside, it's the being with her. And also I recorded 1 or 2 videos for her skin channel, which involves her exposing large quantities of skin, funnily enough, for me to video, and backtracking a bit. That was probably the last thing I did before I left on Sunday at her request. And it's very much a, look, I'm exposing myself to you thing. And I wonder, how much is it for the channel? How much does she get a kick out of it? I have been meaning to ask her this question, but I haven't had the opportunity in the last week. I'm rabbiting on. After the market, possibly at the market, she reiterated that she is attracted by my eyes and she likes my hands and my feet. And all various things which are somewhat disarming. Now, I know it doesn't mean anything and it's never going to go anywhere. But it's interesting to hear, and it does make me feel a little bit uncomfortable. Not in a bad way. Not at all. It's just hearing complimentary words from another, could be anyone, is always uncomfortable. And with her, knowing how I feel about her, there was this underlying agenda. But it was good, it was fine. But I know that she spoke to her homeopath about this after the market, and I know because she sent me a copy of the email she sent him. It's just, some people might say it's strange, but this openness of her, which I find very endearing, but also makes me very, very uncomfortable at times. It's like it's too much. But in this monthly report to her homeopath, she did mention me and this attraction she's been feeling towards me, which she's had before. She's mentioned it before, although she has not been quite so explicit about it. I won't share the contents of the email with you because some of it's a bit personal, I think, although I doubt if she would care. But it's good. We have had a lot of conversation after the market and today, clarifying various things regarding feelings and sharing, and it's all been good. It's all been good. Nothing inappropriate. Talk about safety and trust, so it's all good. But she had a phone call from her homeopath today, who offered her another remedy. Now, I'm not going to try and explain this because I don't know all that much about homeopathy, and I don't really understand it. But I thought, shit, it's because she's talked about this feelings towards me. He's thinking that she's at risk of her own feelings. And so he's getting her another remedy to try and help her cope with this. Which does worry me because with me she is quite safe. I'm not going to take advantage of her as so many men have done in the past. and I know this because she's told me, that she feels, this is my words, not hers, with men, she feels very vulnerable and can't say no, and people have taken advantage of her, and they still do. I'm not saying quite the same way as they have done in the past, but the point is that I'm not going to do that, because however I feel towards her, I might not post this video, it's getting a bit personal. Whatever my feelings towards her, I do have great respect for her, and I would never do anything inappropriate. And I think she appreciates that. But I worry if something she said, why should I worry about this, made her homeopath feel that she was at risk from me, and so he had to urgently give her a new remedy. I don't know. It would be nice to talk about it and try and get some sense, but we shall see. What else? I'm talking about her almost exclusively today. I'm planning to meet her tomorrow to help her with some work, and hopefully, if she doesn't change her mind, we can talk about things then. Because in the conversation yesterday and today, there was some past events that have occurred with us, between us, in the last, I lose track of time, 3 or 4 months. Difficult to say. Which have made me feel, I'll say uncomfortable for the convenience of it. But I have felt empowered to actually bring this to her attention, and it's made her feel uncomfortable. And I think it's all good now. But I think there's much more to be said about this, to explore where we're both coming from. And maybe one day I could talk about it here. It's quite personal, intimate stuff. Oh, anyway, this has gone on much longer than I expected. And why am I doing it? Why have I recorded it? Because I've got this free time and I can make a recording without somebody coming in every 5 minutes saying, "Are you all right?" Which I appreciate, it shows concern, but it means I have no privacy, which makes these rare moments so much more valuable. And which in turn makes me sound a horrible person. That I can only be myself when I'm not with my wife. It is difficult. I don't know what's going on and how it's going to be resolved. Today and yesterday, things have been better with my wife. We've been more comfortable. I've been playing grumpy today, certainly in the morning. But we have had a bit of general talk, conversation, which is good. You see, what I would like is to be comfortable with her and not make her feel unhappy, which is what I do. All right, one could point out that she makes me feel unhappy and has been doing for years now. But I don't want to make her feel unhappy. So when it comes from me, whether it's being uncommunicative or unhelpful, uncooperative, that makes me feel bad because that's not who I want to be. Sorry, I've talked too much, I think. And again, I've lost my thread. Where was I? I want to be comfortable with both the women in my life. Someone commented to my friend that she was perhaps having an emotional affair with me, which made her cross, because this man seems to feel he has ownership over her. But that's another issue. That's not for me. It's something that surprises me with her. But that made me think about our relationship and good and bad sides of it. But I don't want it to stop. I want it to carry on as it is because it makes me feel good. It makes my life better. I think it helps me. And I do believe she certainly tells me that she gets some benefit from it. And she must enjoy it at some level because, as I've mentioned, she will often not want to let me go. The staying with her in a purely chaste way, I've said that before and I'll say it again, it comes from her. She suggests it and then she won't let me go, which sounds like I have no choice in the matter. No, I choose to stay because I want to. But she is very insistent that I stay and that we do things together, and I enjoy it, and she seems to. But I do still want to try and repair the relationship with my wife, and today has been good by and large. I've gone on for a quarter of an hour talking bollocks, and I'm already half an hour into my 3-hour slot of an evening for myself. So I think I will probably stop this recording and, I don't know, do some guitar, read. I don't want to do any work, so I stopped doing the accounts that I was doing in a rather desultory fashion. And I'm not going to do any washing up for the moment. So what will I do? How will I fill the evening? Oh, I don't know. Bit of guitar, reading. Probably playing with my phone, looking at the internet, looking at YouTube, which is wasting time. It doesn't really bring me joy. In fact, the only time it does bring me joy is when I'm talking to my friend. And we've had conversation this evening. That's probably it for the moment. So I'm on my own. I have my own evening. I haven't got to do anything for a couple of hours. But I'll need to start preparing food for the both of us. So my time is my own. That will do. I've shared this much with you. Who knows? I may even speak to you later. Whoever you are. Anyway, very good evening to you. From me, who has had an unsettled day, but who is now feeling quite positive.